Hello, and we're back with another week of Geek Night. Okay, and this week we are doing about Wotakoi. Okay, Otaku wa koi wa muzukashii, or love is hard for otaku. Okay, the reason why I chose this is because in last week's Geek Night we talked about Netuju no Susume. Okay, so it basically it's very relatable towards this anime, which is why I chose this. Okay, and this anime, if you like Netuju no Susume, you are probably gonna enjoy this anime as well because they have the same themes going around with it, okay, but with a different setting. What's it? With different settings, different situations, okay. But overall, the idea is the same, okay. The feel is the same, the tone, the settings, okay, and not to mention they also were released around at the same time. Okay, so now let's just go to the basic summary of Wotakoi. Is that okay? The story starts off with Momose Narumi, okay, and OL who just started working at a new company after breaking up with her boyfriend, okay, with her then boyfriend, okay. So she have to move out of the place that she's living in, okay. She have to find a new job. Okay, all of this happens, okay, because normally if you break up, you're going to life goes on as usual. Maybe you move out a little bit, but you're not gonna like start back every okay. So the problem is that for her, the biggest problem is that she have to find a new place, have to get a new job, is because the boyfriend that she was with, okay, was working together in the same company, so it makes it feel a bit awkward. But most importantly for her is that how should I say this? She's she's a bit afraid of being judged because the boyfriend broke up with her because she thought her hobby, which is enjoying otaku stuff, is one thing, but I think the biggest thing that turns the boyfriend off is because of um is because of her passion for for BL stuff, okay? And not to mention that she's in the series she's also mangaka. And like she it's not like she's a mangaka, it's like, how should I say this? You do know in Japan there's like like Fuyukomi and Natsukomi. So basically it's a gathering where they sell their wares, okay. So normally it is a place for this kind of like 18 plus mangas, all of them gather around to sell their wares, okay. So and it seems that she's also like some kind of like minor mangaka for that, okay. So it's not like um she's in a company working for it. It's just as a side, as a hobby, she will do that, okay. So when the boyfriend found out, she got she's afraid that her reputation will be lost, okay, because remember the boyfriend was working together in the company. So she's afraid of people bad mouth about her. And if you don't know one thing, in Japan there is one powerful element in all of this, in the society, which is shame, okay. So it's a bit hard, okay. I don't want to go too much into it. It's just that for example, let me just give you okay. So in Japan, okay, this really happens to me, okay. Is that you are you are expected to keep the streets clean. Okay, so for example, okay, there are not many trash cans. Okay, so you're supposed to throw it at the nearby trash cans, normally at the restaurant, okay, the train station, whatsoever. Okay, so if you have some trash, you're expected to keep it inside your pocket, and when you're at a nearby trash can, then you empty it out. Okay, so this happens to me that I do have some trash in my pockets, but I wanted to take out my wallet. Okay, so when I took out my wallet, some of the trash in my pocket, you know, actually, slid out. Okay, so when that happened, like I was like, it's not saying that I didn't know, it's just that I didn't bother. It's like I do feel like something fell off from my pocket, but I don't bother that much. So I was taking out my wallet, going to take out, some things, okay, maybe my card or something like that. Okay? And somebody on the street actually like, oh, excuse me, you dropped this. And like, you know, if you say that, if you're going to like decline, that's just trash. And then there is going to be like a very powerful, like, if you reject it, then people around will looking at you. He's littering and he doesn't want to pick it up. So that shame is very powerful in the society. If you start living that, you get a bit of you understand what I'm trying to talk about here, okay? But easy to say, she's afraid of being humiliated, that the company knows her hobbies and stuff. Okay, so she moved into this to a new apartment, and also try start her life in a new company. And oh yeah, by the way, this is her, the Momose Narumi. Okay, this one, and this is basically the love interest for her, and both of them actually they become a couple later on. Okay, so and then these two are the senpais. Okay, so yeah, next, the main plot of this story, it's not about she's getting used to it. Okay, that only happens like during the first episode or so, and the story quickly the shifts to onto her being together with the childhood friend, okay, with who also works together at the same place and also is an otaku. Okay, so he still enjoys watching anime, playing games and stuff. Okay, but how should I say this? His taste become more mature. Okay, and it's not like he's a full-blown otaku where like he spent all of his money on this kind of stuff, okay, like figurines, okay, buying anime discs and whatsoever, buying manga. Okay, he does set aside, okay, that he have a couple of figurines here and there, but he doesn't go all out. Okay, so like how should I say, a mature adult otaku, if you can think of it like that. Okay, so it turns out that Narumi, she's at first she wants to be with him because she wants a boyfriend. Yeah, but the thing is that there's nobody around. Okay, so like, okay, fine, we'll just be together. Since you know me, we're both otaku, why don't we just go through this? Okay, so the thing is that until now, okay, Narumi has only been she has been in a lot of relationships, okay, but she always had to hide her hobby from her previous boyfriend. So it was this is basically a new thing for her, since basically the other person knows roughly almost everything about her, okay, about her attitude, because they were childhood friends, okay, and so that's why it's useless trying to hide her hobby to this guy. Okay, his name is Hirotaka, by the way, and so she had to learn being a relationship that you don't need to hide anything from each other. Okay, and for Hirotaka, he's having a problem, which is that he's never been in a relationship before. Okay, so both of them, they are in this kind of like a weird situation where, like, okay, this guy have no experience, her experience is pretty much useless where when it comes to this new relationship you're about to form. Okay, so you will see that, they'll talk about, um for example, um when Hirotaka invited her to come to her place. Okay, uh she, okay, who had a couple of boyfriends before this, assumed that it's going to be like, assume it's going to be like, as a Netflix and chill thing. So where she was totally nervous the whole day, but then it turns out Hirotaka is just like, hey, come over and play. Okay, so that's it. So it was, you know, that's what I mean by she has to learn, like, maybe he just want to spend time. Okay, so because, maybe not. That is kind of like Hirotaka's idea of a house date or whatever. So, you know, but for Narumi, since she's been outgoing, she hit her hobbies well. Okay, so basically all her boyfriends before this are normal guys, and like they just want to, like, okay, it's coming to my house is just code word for Netflix and chill. Okay, so yeah, she had to learn it all over again. She was so, like, nervous with everything that he said. Okay, and but it's not that hard because, okay, because they also have another couple that they can look up as an example, because both of them are also otakus. Okay, so here is that you can see that these two are the senpais. Okay, these two. Wait. Okay, wrong. Okay, these two are the senpais from the previous one. Give me a second, let me look it. Okay, from the previous slide. Okay, if we take a look at here. Okay, so these two are the senpais. Okay, now it was quite surprising, when we know that they are a couple, because one thing is that, from the very beginning, the both of them are also in the story along with Hirotaka and Narumi, but they have been arguing basically the whole time. So, and we're a couple, and then, like, even I was surprised. Even I didn't expect that. Okay, so but then it turns out there's a touching story about them. Okay, I'm not gonna go into it. Okay, but the thing is that they've been together ever since they've graduated school. Okay, and the girl's name is Hanako, and the guy's name is Kabakura. Okay, Kabakura Haru. So both of them, they are kind of like, they're already in a relationship for quite some time, so they don't need to hide themselves because they know each other very well. Okay, and just to talk a bit about their their otaku preference is that she is into BL, okay, and also cosplay. He is into those kind of like, magical girls. Okay, so both of them know that. Okay, and the thing is that, Hanako, the girl over here, she knows his preference, but okay, she herself is not, petite. Okay, she's a mature woman. Okay, she's in her own, in her own rank. She's very good, and very attractive. Okay, so um, but okay, with that, okay, they still have a couple of things that they have they're worried about. Okay, so even when Hirotaka and Narumi wanted to learn from her, they are also trying to figure it out. Okay, because in every relationship, there's some hurdle. Okay, it's just that here, um, there is no guide. Okay, there's no guide to, like, for being an otaku and being in a relationship together. So that's why when when they knew that both of them are together, they hope that they can learn a couple of things, but it doesn't work out that well. But still, it's fun to see how the process where they're like, okay, you like this, but I don't like your hobby. Okay, both of them, it works that way, but they still accept each other. Okay, and slowly, like, okay, I'm just gonna talk about one part that that shows how they're trying to compromise on their hobbies, on their preference. So there's one time um where Hanako here wanted to make Kawakura here to read BL. Okay, so the thing is that he, as you know, as a normal guy, is totally against that idea. So she rejected it flat out, and then, like, when he rejected it, once or twice, she doesn't take offense because she knows that, okay, he's not interested. But every single time, like, hey, do you want to read this book? He'll be like, hell no, who is interested in your disgusting hobby? Okay, so, like, after that being told once or twice, like, she can take it with a grain of salt, but every single time, she got a bit heartbroken, like saying, you're denying my hobby. And seeing her, you know at the verge of tears, you're like, okay, fine, give me one, but not too hard. Okay, so that, they are learning to respect each other and respect each other's hobbies, and, like, those kind of moments, okay, like, this process of learning through and adapting and respecting each other is what makes Wotakoi so much fun to read, and to watch. Okay, because it is also they also have a manga version, but I only watched the anime version. Okay, I might pick it up, but the one thing about manga reading is that I prefer to, like, read them in bulk. So, in other words, like, read like 30-40 and binge all of it. Okay, if I, like, okay, I keep up with it this 1 week, and then, like, have to wait. By the second or third week, I probably got forget all about it, and then, like, wait until there's a backlog of it so that I can binge again. Okay, so I do feel like that when I first tried to read Wotakoi. Okay, and I think after this I might read the manga. Okay, because I'm curious, because we already know that there's two couples, which is them. Okay, these two, and also the main characters, okay, Narumi and Hirotaka. Okay, so yeah. Now, I just want to talk about being an otaku in this day and age. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is that there is still a stigma being interested in otaku stuff. Anime, comics, okay, mangas, etc. Okay, in the society, although it's much impartial in Japan. So what this means here is that, of course, okay, most people in the outside Japan, okay, like, say, like, if you're in your 20s, okay, and you say, like, I like animes, I like to read comics, I like to read mangas in my spare time, then people be like, you're still doing that? How old are you? Okay, so it's like that, but in Japan it's harsher. Okay, because this is from my opinion, is that the term otaku, it refers to somebody who spends great amount of money and time for their hobbies. So for example, when you talk about otaku, the Japanese otaku, you can imagine like their room is full with figurines, full with comic books, full with mangas, full with DVD collections and stuff. Okay, so that is the stereotype that is very pervasive in Japan. Okay, but in the Western country, in overseas, outside of Japan, the term is much loosely tied to those enthusiast level in Japan. So what I say here is that in Japan they spend a lot of money in buying figurines and stuff like I said just now. But for me, and I think almost all of you who are here, is that generally you'll be like, oh, I'm a otaku. Why? Because I watch animes every week, and I basically follow it every single week. But the thing is that you might buy a couple of mangas here and there, but generally it means like somebody who watch anime. Okay, it's not like somebody who collect figurines. Okay, who there's another thing in Japan that they are very particular about for example first day release. So you can imagine like these enthusiasts this otaku in Japan, that they'll be like for example, let's say, this merchandise is going to sell starting, let's say, this Saturday at this shop. So like you can imagine like some of them be like waiting overnight to buy the stuff in the morning. So that's what I say. That's what I mean by enthusiast. Okay, in overseas, you don't have much of this kind of like extreme events. Okay, so which is why otaku in the is much, even though there's still a stigma. Overseas people tend to make it less like a derogatory term. Just like it's like, oh, I'm an otaku. It's like you belong to that group. Okay, but overall, I do feel like the term is getting less harsher in my view for both in Japan and overseas. The reason why is that Dragon Ball, for example. I think most of you know what kind of anime or manga Dragon Ball is. Okay, so Dragon Ball, if I'm not wrong, it's close to 30 years by now. Let me double check. Okay, Dragon Ball. Let's see. 1984 to 1995. Okay, so basically, yeah, it's close. Okay, it's at least 20 years. Okay, let's just say that. Okay, don't want to think so much. So at least it's 20 years. Okay, so some of the fans that started reading Dragon Ball are probably in their 40s, some even in their 50s. So I'll be like, as long like the generation who are interested in otaku stuff, so anime, mangas and stuff in Japan are also like growing older, and they will understand, oh, once I was into Dragon Ball, oh, once I was into this, I was into Naruto, I was into Bleach, all of that. Okay, but maybe not saying that they grow up a little bit, but they are not that hooked up on it. Okay, so when you say like, what do you do as your hobby? Maybe if you say that I watch anime, they will still have this kind of stigma against you. But I'm saying that if they say like, yeah, if I have the time, I will watch some animes, like animes, or read some mangas, they'll be like, okay, So in a sense that I do feel like it's getting less harsher, but nevertheless, the stigma is always there. Okay. And not to mention that if you say that you like that you are an otaku, people assume that you are not interested in you're more interested in 2D than 3D. I'm not gonna I'm okay. I'll let you interpret what I mean by that, okay? So okay. And next is my thoughts on Otaku and Wotakoi. Okay. So I do feel like that the anime should continue on because they actually tease something that is so, how should I say, so interesting. So as we know, the main couple is this two, Narum and Hirotaka, and the two, and after that we know about the two senpais. Okay, by like the last 2-3 episodes, we are introduced to his little brother. This one over here, I've got his name. Wait, let me double check. What's the brother's name? Naoya. Okay, so Naoya over here is not an otaku. Okay, he's basically the opposite of this group over here. Is that he's a normal regular guy, and he even works at Starbucks. Okay, basically, and he's the image of a outgoing person. Okay, and then it seems that he is interested in this person over here. Well, we know that this person is a she, but he thinks that she is a he. Because why? Because she's always wearing like a normal guy dress up. Okay, like basically pants and shirts and stuff. Okay, and she had never seen her wearing any skirt, so she assumed that she is a he. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, the group was not properly introduced to the new girl over here. Okay, but but we do know that she's an otaku because she's been playing this online game. Okay, and in a sense, all four of them somewhat dabbles in that game. Okay, but they're not I won't say they're not that interested. They just play around with it. Okay, and soon that is the reason why the little brother is interested in games. Okay, because he wants to get close to this person over here, but he doesn't know that this person is a girl, thinking that he's a guy. And we can see how it's gonna go on from there, which is why I'm so interested in it. Okay, after talking about Wotakoi, after preparing this segment, I do feel like how will it turn out? How will the little brother feel when he found out that the guy that he has been playing, the guy that he's been spending so much time is actually a girl. How would he react? How will the relationship be from now on? Okay, so which is why I am so curious about that. Okay, after going through the anime again, yeah, maybe I'm gonna take a peek at the manga. Okay, after this. Okay, now. So yeah, that is about. Oh, that was me introducing. I haven't talked about my thoughts on it. Okay, so my thoughts on it is that I think the pace is pretty good. Okay, the pacing of the anime is pretty good because they develop each, I wouldn't say topic, and I don't want to call it an arc. I want to call maybe like their concerns is much better. Okay, so when they this when they talk about a concern that they have. Okay, so like for example, like just now I talk uh about the both of them. Okay, about the both of them, giving up their like um like accepting each other's hobbies. Okay, even though they compromise on their values. Okay, and that kind of moment. Okay, it is like you can see that it slowly builds up. Okay, and I I can imagine that the producer of the anime, they give thoughts to it, which is what I really expect that um if if a normal producer, they will probably be like, they'll be like trying to like, let's squeeze in everything as much as possible because we want to put this third couple some give them some time. Okay, so if they do that, okay, if they cut the the length of the concern of each part, okay, then it wouldn't have that much impact. Okay, so but the downfall is that we don't the story is left hanging because we don't know what happened with both of them. Okay, yeah, so that is pretty much the downside of giving up, the development of the story and the plot. Okay, you are not gonna see the ending. So, but in a sense, this works well for the mangaka because like like just what I said just now. I'm so interested in what's going to happen with the third couple over here that I actually want to pick it up. Okay, yeah. So that is what I'm thinking right now. Even now talking, I want to learn more about about that girl. Okay, and how the relationship is gonna grow. Okay, so yeah, that is my thoughts. Okay, the anime is really well made. Okay, and if you enjoy Netsu no Susume, you're gonna get, in a sense, a better feel of being a couple, and at the same time, dealing with your hobbies. Okay, how to respect each other's hobby. Okay, because oh yeah, this is just another spoiler bit. Is that I did say that she's like a hobbyist mangaka, and there's one time where she had to finish the manuscript for the for the event. Okay, and Hirotaka helped without bothering much. Okay, and like I say, she's into BL books. Okay, so when on the day itself, Hirotaka helped sell. Okay, Narumi actually went away to get some drinks, and Hirotaka is left to man the stall. And it like, even watching, you're gonna feel creeped out because like, there's another otaku guy, the guy that you always imagine an otaku would be, who were like, fat, like sweaty and stuff, and he'll be like, when he's buying the book, you're like, I didn't expect you to be interested in this kind of thing. Okay, would you like to get coffee after this? Or like, it was so funny, and at that moment, Naruto be like, oh my god, I need to protect his purity, and that was quite funny. Okay, so yeah, if you like it, you should watch the anime. If you see that, you might enjoy the series. Okay, and if you enjoy the series, maybe you can read the manga. Okay, just like what I'm gonna do after this. Okay, okay. Now, that's all for Wotakoi. Now, this is my schedule for the week. Okay, so tomorrow I'm gonna play Wasteland. Okay, before that, I wanna apologize something. Actually, yesterday I did stream, but the funny thing is, I didn't press the go live button. Okay, I did press the start streaming, but I didn't press the go live button. So basically, yesterday for 3 hours, I've been streaming, and it was not recorded. I was like, by the time I said, okay, that is all, bye bye. Okay, because I'm on my OBS, I can still see, okay, stop streaming. When I press stop streaming, when I went to the page to end my stream, like, wait a minute, it says here go live. So basically, I was in such a I was in such a I was really not happy at that. Okay, I was like, I spent 3 hours streaming, and I forgot to press go live. I hated myself so much. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna continue playing Wasteland, but too bad that I did enter the bazaar, but I haven't go into the warrants yet. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna continue from there. Sorry for basically skipping the bazaar exterior section. Okay, and because I don't have any earlier save, I think, so I have to do it. Either I have to do it over again, or I have to uh either I just continue from there. And I decided I'll continue from where I left. Okay, I haven't talked to Flap stuff. Okay, so this week I'm gonna have Wasteland 3, and on Saturday, I'll have a collaboration with Mizuki Upa, another VTuber, and I'll be teaching her English. Okay, as you may know, that I'm also an English teacher, so I'll be teaching her English for roughly around 2 hours. And after that, as usual, we'll have a novel night where I'll be doing love coordination. Okay, continue from where I picked up. Okay, Saturday and Sunday, and Monday continue with Wasteland. I want to Wasteland. I'm not sure whether I'm gonna finish it, but I want to get to a point that I feel comfortable. Where I feel comfortable stopping. Okay, so and then next week we're gonna do Shin no Nakama. The reason why I didn't talk about Shin no Nakama early on is because I I want to watch the whole series first, okay? Because I want to give my like, it's basically like a review, okay? And I don't want to review it like the first 2 or 3 episodes, because my impression might change. So Shin no Nakama basically is coming to an end, and this week, if I'm not mistaken, next week, what? Okay, so either this week or next week. So I think my judgment on it has been finalized, which is why I'm gonna do it. Okay, the reason why I can talk about Isekai Shokudo this season early on is because that's basically their second season. Okay, so my opinion on that series has already been set. Okay, so yeah, Shin no Nakama is a new anime, so I need to experience watching it through. Okay, and I can say I do have high reviews for that. Okay, yeah, and they also have a game based on the manga. Okay, which is still in early access, but it does have positive reviews. Okay, I'll see, maybe I'll definitely play it on stream. Just I don't know, whether I want to play it at this stage where it's still in early access, or I'll wait until it has its full release. Okay, so we'll see first how it goes. Okay, now if you like what I'm doing with Geek Night, okay, you can subscribe to the channel, you can like and share the videos. Okay, if you have anything you want to say, you can comment on the videos down below. Okay, so if you think that you want to talk with me, you can join me live, or you can watch my other streams where I have novel night. Okay, where basically it's a visual novel translation. Okay, I'll translate visual novels into English as I play along. Okay, so yeah, that is all for today. Okay, and I hope to see you next time. Okay, so tomorrow, like I say, tomorrow I'm gonna play Wasteland here for the week, and I have a collab on Saturday. So yeah, that's it for today. Bye bye.